It's May 1945. At last, the Nazi shadow is lifting. War has devastated the continent. Now, everyone just wants to get back to living again. But though the guns are now quiet, the Second World War isn't over yet. The Third Reich may have surrendered, but the violence just won't seem to end. For a long time yet, Europe will remain soaked in blood. No sooner have the arms been laid down than another war looms.
An iron curtain has descended across the continent.
And it won't be long before the rising tide of Nazism has given way to another equally redoubtable tyranny. The 8th of May, 1945. Nazi Germany has at last surrendered. The countries of Europe are all celebrating the victory. It's over, they're all saying. It's over. In every eye shines the hope for a better world. In Moscow, New York, Paris, London, Amsterdam, Prague, everywhere, people are rejoicing. In one little Belgian village, it's carnival time, and the whole story's being acted out. Exodus, captivity, liberation, with Miss Victory there on horseback. And the four big stars of it all, Churchill, de Gaulle, Roosevelt, and Stalin. The joy is real enough, but it won't last. Nazi Germany may have been beaten, but Europe is on its knees. It's been the most murderous war mankind has ever known. 27 million Soviets have disappeared. Germany has lost 4.5 million soldiers and more than 1.5 million civilians. Nearly 6 million Jews have been exterminated. In the whole of Europe, the Second World War has cost the lives of almost 40 million men, women, and children. The continent is one huge cemetery. The survivors mourn their dead, while all around them lie ruins. In the Soviet Union, more than 70,000 towns and villages have been wiped out by the German occupation. In France, hundreds of thousands of buildings have been razed to the ground. In Holland, the dikes have given way, sabotaged by the Nazis. Entire neighborhoods now lie underwater. Budapest is in ruins. The whole city lies broken and battle-scarred. As for Berlin, it's just the skeleton of its former self. This field of ruins is all that's left of Warsaw. 90% of it has been destroyed. The American photographer John Vachon says, "I just can't understand how he came to this. It's all too brutal. I just can't believe it." This is the worst cataclysm the continent has ever known. Fertile Europe transformed into a barren moonscape. From May 1945, hundreds of thousands of Germans streamed back from the countryside where they'd fled to escape the horrors of war. There's no petrol. Hitler wanted a 1,000-year Reich. Instead, he's thrown his people back 1,000 years. Now they're home, they all need food and lodging. Hardship, though, is all around. The transport networks have all been destroyed, so no supplies are getting through. There's nothing left. There are coupons for everything: bread coupons, milk coupons, clothing coupons, meat coupons. Even in France, which was liberated months ago when Germany surrendered, the meat ration is just 100 grams a day, including bones. It's all one long queue. Even water rationing can be strict, and you're not allowed a full body wash. In Naples, in Budapest, it's a dreadful situation. Hundreds of street kids are so hungry that they turn to all kinds of vice, including prostitution. They're digging around for a scrap of food or anything they can barter. A few lumps of coal are a prized commodity. Such distress soon leads to looting. The USSR, the United States, Great Britain and France have won the war. But will they be able to win the peace? For to all this penury and destruction is now added another huge problem: what to do with the millions of Germans and Italians taken prisoner on the battlefield. And though there are so many of them, they're only a small part of the huge migration that's underway, one of the biggest ever seen, with tens of millions of people displaced by the war, all of them longing for home. The four Allied powers are faced with a seemingly impossible situation. How can all these problems be resolved at once? How can a continent bled dry be revived? How can it be rebuilt? And above all, what to do with a defeated Germany? From now on, Berlin is in the hands of the Soviets, because they got there first. They set about making themselves popular by providing the city with fresh supplies. It's a nice gesture, but away from the cameras, it's a different story. Russia has been devastated, so on Stalin's orders, special commanders are tearing down factories, removing the machinery, and even tearing up train tracks. It all heads east. Unfortunately, though, women are also considered part of the spoils of war. More than 2 million German women have been raped by the Red Army. Like this unknown woman. For her, as for so many others, the war's still not over. By June 1945, Berlin's gates lie open to all its vanquishers. America's Eisenhower, Britain's Montgomery, Russia's Zhukov, and France's Delattre all meet up there. And they're of one mind. Germany has to be broken. According to the terms of the Yalta Agreement, the US, Russia, Britain, and France are to divide Germany up between them. Although Berlin's in the Soviet zone, it is to be shared between the four allies, thus symbolizing the spirit of cooperation between victors. The allies all celebrate together. Behind their smiles, though, hides a powder keg of disagreements, and the fuse is burning. The first panels dividing the city go up. And with charming Red Army recruits directing the traffic, everyone's settling into their sectors.
Ну что ли, снимайте, только уже работу не брошу, буду работать.
The victors pose among the ruins to be immortalized for posterity. It's the least they deserve after 5 years of war. GIs are visiting the Reichstag or the Olympic Stadium. They're checking out the place where Hitler's body was supposedly burned. The petrol cans are still there. In the Germans' struggle to survive, their Führer is soon forgotten. One young Berliner writes, "Now everybody just turns their back on Hitler as if nothing had happened. Everyone was being persecuted and nobody spoke up." But the Allies haven't forgotten. To their eyes, the Germans are still dangerous and not to be trusted. The American troops' orders are clear. Don't fraternize.
Somewhere in this Germany are stormtroopers by the thousands. Out of sight, part of the mob, but still watching you and hating you. Every German is a potential source of trouble. Therefore, there must be no fraternization with any of the German people. The German people are not our friends.
For the GIs, though, it's a difficult order to obey. The spectacle of such suffering gets to them. As one officer notes, "When I see 2,000 or 3,000 old women and kids all looking so weak and frightened, I can't help but feel pity." And of course, a lot of these soldiers haven't seen any women for months. As one military attaché puts it, to a man bored and fed up with the company of other men, almost anything in skirts is a stimulant and a relief. And German women were undeniably attractive in a wholesome, physical, sexy way. They were what the boys called easy. GI and Fraulein were magnet and steel. Along the banks of the Wannsee Lake, German women willingly surrender to their captors. In a Germany stripped of all it had, a bar of chocolate or of soap will buy a soldier any girl he fancies. Pretty soon in the dance halls, the girls aren't dancing with each other anymore, and prostitution, both professional and amateur, is rife. German men may curse these occupiers who are stealing their women, but they simply can't compete with those G.I. Joe rations. There you have it, they grumble. Germany's future, some dreadful American soldier and a German whore. There's urgent work to be done in the ruined cities. Getting the running water back on, mending the bridges, digging out the rubble. And all by hand. There's no machinery left. Like it or not, Berliners are going to have to clean up the town. If they want to eat, they'd better get to work. Thousands of women get together to move all the millions of tons of debris that's burying their city. They call them the Trümmerfrauen, the rubble women. It's an exhausting and seemingly endless task.